Morning all, and what a lovely morning, surrounded by bird song and panting dogs. So I wanted to carry on from some thoughts and ideas the other day about this notion of beginning the work of looking at our conditioning. Because saying it like the way I've said it and putting it in them terms kind of makes it seem quite easy. It's like, oh okay, so we suffer or we want to be our unique selves. Here's all we've got to do: have a look at our conditioning, see all the little patterns that have formed over the years, and then become aware of them, let them go. Gravy, all is sorted. But anyone who's aware of what I'm saying and engages with it in any kind of way will know that that's just a ridiculously basic and trivial way of saying it and of putting things. The journey itself is actually it's one of the oldest human stories to be able to do this. As I've said before in other videos, it's represented in all of the myths and fables that go right the way down through the years, thousands of years ago. A fellow called Joseph Campbell has done some work on presenting like all of them together and with a bit of analysis. Other people have as well, but he's just a famous name. Stripping them down to the core meanings, and you'll see that this journey, the spiritual journey, becoming aware of conditioning, and as a result becoming more than the self we thought we were, connected and led by something a bit different. Yeah, it's one of the oldest human journeys, one of the oldest human stories, but also probably the most difficult. So that needs to be said. It's the most difficult journey for a whole load of reasons. And I hope you understand what I mean by this, but it's because it's given up what the self, it's because it's given up what we think we are. Now, it's hard to give up anything that we like or that we're attached to. And I've spoke about addiction many times before, because addictions, it's always a good analogy. It's an extension of all this. It's hard to give up even the things that, well, upon inspection, even the things we know aren't good for us, which is what's happening when we're addicted. Even when we know, no, that does me in, or that doesn't serve me. So it's hard to give them up. Any of the things, sugar, alcohol, drugs, whatever. Never mind the things that we do like. Now, the relationship to ourselves is that, okay, it's possible that we can like ourselves. That's besides the point. But the point is, that's our identity, that's what we're used to, that informs our reality. And it's difficult to change that or give it up. This has been expressed in many different forms. It can be expressed scientifically, neurologically. People like Joe Dispenza does great work on explaining why that's hard to do from a chemical point of view, because there's a whole host of chemical reactions and there's a whole chemical soup that goes on every time we have a thought or have an emotion or do a behaviour. So essentially we're giving up dependency on chemicals when we're wanting to change behaviour, which is what addressing our conditioning actually is on one level. So I'm generalising again, as these videos are prone to, but to get involved in the work of looking at our conditioning looking at what we are, it's unbelievably difficult, if not the most difficult thing. And not only that, it's unbelievably painful when we start to put that mirror up to ourselves and see what's really there, what we really consist of. That is so difficult, and it's a major block to doing the work. It creates huge resistance, just creates so much pain. Because we like ourselves. We don't want to see ourselves as in some way flawed. This is why it ties into uniqueness and authenticity, because authenticity, or as they might say these days, living your best life, is it's not about papering over the cracks with good things, gratitude, positive thoughts and positive thinking. As Jung said, it's about bringing the darkness into consciousness, or making the darkness conscious. So it's almost like the opposite. It's sifting up, it's dredging up all the junk. This is why it's difficult. It's painful to do that. It's painful to see our bad sides. But ultimately, if we want to grow, we're all after this thing called authenticity. We want a real life. Hey! See, this is real. This is real stuff. Walking a dog isn't all plain sailing. Sometimes dogs don't like each other. But that's okay, That's the good thing about dogs, actually. They don't feel obliged. Like, oh, I've got to like this other dog because we're out on the walk, and it's got to be good, and our owner or our keeper has got a hard job. Anyway, what I'm saying is, this isn't plain sailing. This is far from it. This is why Joseph Campbell calls it the hero's journey. The ultimate hero is the one that, that's idealising it, I suppose, but it's the hero's journey because it's the most difficult. It's doing the thing that we know is difficult, not for the sake of it being difficult, but because we feel somewhere that it's the right thing, and not right in a moral sense, but right as in authentic. And if that's what you're using as your guide, then this is what it's about. But I'm going to get more into this, the painfulness, the difficulty, the trials and tribulations of addressing conditioning in more videos, but for now I'm going to leave you with that and get involved in the rest of this walk. See you soon, folks.